Sometimes, people under the influence of alcohol think that the laws don't exist and start behaving erratically, not only putting their own lives in danger but also the lives of others. Let's look at 4 cases when drunk people thought they were above the law. On July 14, 2022, a routine patrol took an unexpected turn when an officer spotted a vehicle committing multiple traffic violations. The driver attempted to evade the pursuing officer, leading to a high-stakes pursuit through city streets. The chase came to an abrupt halt when the driver sought refuge in the driveway of an unfamiliar house.
Get out of the car right now. Get out of the car.
Boy.
You're gonna get out of the Get out of the car, dude.
The intense scene unfolds with officers instructing the driver to exit the car immediately. They repeatedly urge him to comply, warning about the possibility of being bitten by a dog.
You're gonna get bit by the dog. Get out of the car, man.
The officers, clearly frustrated, express concern about potential danger and decide to break the car window.
Break it.
The situation becomes more chaotic. He resists, and officers continue to command him to exit the vehicle. They mention a median incident, suggesting that his actions led to a collision with a median. As they attempt to control the situation, officers convey their frustration and disappointment with Bo's behavior.
I got my boy.
Get the out of the car. You understand me?
You're going to be tased.
They finally got him out and handcuffed him.
That's fucking good. That's fucking good.
Later on, the officers engage in a conversation with the man, asking about potential drug use and inquiring about his residence. His responses seem erratic, and he denies drinking alcohol.
So the smell that we smell in your breath is not alcohol, huh?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all.
As the officers attempt to conduct further investigations, the man becomes increasingly resistant. The situation reaches a boiling point when he refuses to cooperate with efforts to place him in the police car.
Stop.
Knock it off. You understand me? Get in the car.
Ultimately, the 34-year-old driver is charged with fleeing or attempting to elude, as well as resisting an officer without violence. Bail is set at $5,500. The worst drunk drivers are the ones who drive with their children in the car. That's what happens in the next case. On June 25, 2023, a deputy observed a truck being driven erratically by 37-year-old Marcus Stokes. The truck was weaving dangerously close to other vehicles. The deputy pulled over Marcus and engaged in a conversation. Marcus expressed concern about going to jail, mentioning a broken tail light and front light. The deputy pointed out that there were no tail lights at all.
You were swerving all over the road.
I was never swerving, was I?
Yeah, you were swerving all over the road.
What I gotta do, man? I know I'm going to jail.
You crossed the middle line several times.
The deputy asked Marcus to step out of the vehicle and requested identification. Marcus mentioned he was working on getting his license. During the conversation, Marcus revealed he had been smoking marijuana but denied consuming alcohol that night. The deputy mentioned smelling alcohol, to which Marcus attributed the odor to items in the back of the truck from a recent lake outing.
You smell it because we was in the lake and we had a lot of stuff in the back of our truck being waste on and everything, but I have not been drinking or nothing. You guys, my kids, my son is in the front.
The deputy proceeded to perform field sobriety tests. Marcus refused to take the tests.
Here's why. Do you take any prescription medication or
no,
anything?
sir,
Do you smoke marijuana?
No, sir. No.
Okay, because I smell alcohol. Okay.
No.
The situation escalated as Marcus insisted on going home, and the deputy called for backup. Marcus continued to assert his sobriety, and tensions rose. The deputy explained that additional tests would be conducted by another deputy. Marcus got agitated and started to raise his voice. That's when the officers detained him. Marcus requested the presence of a sergeant or lieutenant, which was denied.
Okay, don't detain me. Okay, so how about
You're not gonna argue with us.
Oh, it's not a sergeant. Can you give me a sergeant, bro? That's not a sergeant. Y'all are beating me and making me feel, no, this is not right, sir.
Marcus expressed confusion, argued his innocence, and requested to see his kids before being taken away. The situation remained tense, with Marcus asserting that he had done nothing wrong and questioning the absence of higher-ranking officers. Stokes was charged with child endangerment, DUI, and driving under suspension. If you want to see a granny driving drunk with her dogs in the car, then you need to see the next case. On May 3, 2022, the Cass County Sheriff's Office responded to a call about a vehicle that had gone off the road into a water-filled field. The occupant, 64-year-old Lori Ann Nielsen, was accompanied by her dogs. The Harwood Fire Department acted swiftly before the deputies arrived, demonstrating remarkable speed and professionalism in rescuing Nielsen and her 2 dogs from the submerged vehicle. The deputies quickly arrived at the scene and actively engaged with Nielsen. She appears to be under the influence of alcohol and is questioned about her actions. The interaction becomes heated as Nielsen expresses frustration, and the deputies attempt to assess the situation and ensure her safety.
What do you want? What do you want from me? Well, you crashed your car into water, so... Yes, I did. Okay. So get my dogs over there. Well, they're working on that.
Initially, the deputies try to gather information about the events leading up to the incident. They inquire about Nielsen's alcohol consumption, asking where she had been drinking and if she has a driver's license. Her admission of drinking at her own home prompts the deputies to inform her that such behavior is illegal, sparking frustration from Nielsen.
Out here wet. Shut up! You shut up. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Don't talk to me like that.
Shut the f*** up! Who are you?
I'm a paramedic here. We're called for a possible...
As the deputies attempt to understand the details of the accident, Nielsen's level of intoxication becomes apparent. The paramedic on the scene tries to ascertain basic information, such as the day of the week, the date, and the road she was driving on. Nielsen's responses, filled with confusion, reveal the extent of her impairment. Her behavior was rude towards the officer and the medical staff.
You know what? I'm leaving.
No, you're not. No,
Yeah,
you're not.
I am.
Well, right now you're being detained for an investigation for driving under the influence, okay?
Nielsen vehemently protests, citing her native heritage and accusing the deputies of mistreatment. Despite the deputies' efforts to maintain a calm and informative tone, Nielsen's frustration escalates, leading to her eventual refusal to submit to a breath test.
Laurel.
You don't know about Native people.
Laurel, this has nothing to do with that, okay?
No, it really does.
No, it has to do with
You
the fact
don't
that
know.
you're...
Throughout the interaction, Nielsen expresses concerns about her dogs, asserting that she does not want them taken away. The deputies repeatedly assure her that the dogs will be cared for and not sent to the pound. Despite these reassurances, Nielsen's emotional state intensifies, creating a challenging and complex scenario for law enforcement.
What did I make promise of?
You're
Where
okay,
are
Laurel.
my dogs?
They're safe. They're not in the water. They're safe.
Where you get my dogs to my home.
Laurel, calm down, please. Okay?
Okay.
I made
Calm
you a
down.
promise.
You get my dogs to
The situation escalates when Nielsen is informed that she is under arrest for driving under the influence. Tensions rise as she resists arrest, claiming mistreatment and pleading for the safety of her dogs.
Laurel, okay.
listen to
You're
me.
under arrest for DUI, okay? Go ahead, put your hands behind your back.
In the end, Lori and Nielsen was arrested and faced charges of driving under the influence of alcohol. Sometimes, being way too drunk on alcohol can lead to losing your child's custody. That's what happens next. On February 2, 2022, a routine child custody exchange took a troubling turn when a man discovered that his ex-wife, Kaylee Marola, was under the influence of alcohol. Realizing the potential danger, he made the difficult decision to withhold their daughter from her. What followed was a volatile confrontation where the mother, angered by the denial of custody, lashed out at the father. Law enforcement arrived at the scene, stepping into a situation that had already reached a boiling point.
Hey! Stop that now! Get on the ground! Stop fighting! Stop!
The officers arrested her and placed her in the car. The man explained what happened.
I was giving her my daughter for her time. Her time is today at 6 p.m. I gave her. I could tell she was drunk. So I said, give me her back right now. So I ripped it out of her hands. I gave her to my girlfriend in the car and told her to get. She was punching me in the head while I had my daughter in my hand.
The mother attempts to leverage her family's financial standing, mentioning her mother's influence and threatening legal action against the police department.
You better hope I don't come out these things because I'm suing the out of you, Austin. Bet on everything I love, I'll beat Danny's ass.
Ultimately, she was charged with battery, resisting arrest with violence, and battery on a law enforcement officer. Before you go, consider subscribing to the channel.